大家好，我们是居住在美国的退休人士，在这边分享我们身处这个黄金岁月中的滋味。假如大家像我们一样喜爱各种方式的旅游的话，欢迎您订阅我们的频道，按下铃铛，跟我们一起去看世界。谢谢您的支持和鼓励，让我们一起出发吧。这一次希腊的邮轮之旅，我们特别专注于寻访使徒保罗的脚踪，而腓立比是我们一个重点。从Kavala去腓立比是最方便的一个港口。为了省时省事，我们就决定参加船上的团。
今天是3月4号，快8点钟，我们来到菲律宾以前的一个港口。
因为刚好碰上船上的团有在打折，每一个人大概不到50块，所以还是算很公道方便的。一般来讲，我们不怎么喜欢船上的团，但是这一天我们特别不想要错过任何重要的资讯，而由导游带领讲解，感觉非常值得。
On the right, you can see some interesting buildings, especially traffic lights. One of them, the white one that looks like a castle, is actually the town hall with its traffic lights.
以前圣经叫做尼泊里。
The others next to it are all either mansions or tobacco warehouses that were built in the late 19th and early 20th century. The population had declined, so the Ottomans, about 100 years later, decided to bring settlers. We should be at Philippi in about 10 minutes from now.
再10分钟就到菲律宾了。我们现在来到菲律宾古城，离开卡瓦拉大概30分钟路程。下去厕所的，这个是老菲律宾的遗迹，一个遗址，世界文化遗产。我们基督徒对这个《使徒行传》里面记载的保罗行踪应该很熟悉了。保罗来到腓立比，就向着妇女讲道，然后利底亚就信主了，接他到家里面去。那利底亚就跟保罗就建立了腓立比的教会。保罗在街上传福音，就遇见那个被鬼附的使女，一直扰保罗，后来保罗就把鬼赶出去，然后因着这个缘故，那个鬼附的女人的主人就去告保罗，然后保罗就被关在监牢里面，就有那个禁足的奇迹，然后就有那个保罗跟希拉在监狱里面的那个神迹，神把他们救出来了。这是圣经里面很出名的，相信主耶稣你和你一家都必得救。
The city was founded in the year 360 BC, a bit more modern than Neapolis that we know today as Kavala. However, it was the same people, colonists from Thasos, the island across the bay, came here and founded a settlement, and they named it Krinides. That translates to springs, as there are still hot springs in the area, natural hot springs. They named it Philippi. Proper Greek theater, you know. Everybody watched any ancient Greek play? to make sure that the wild animals don't jump and eat the spectators. I'm not sure of it. This is that area where we are here. It's called the It's actually cold. On the way out. Direct the gladiators and the beasts up here using levers and ropes and everything else. I'm not saying they used electricity, I'm saying that elevators pre-existed. So yeah, imagine being somebody that's about to die horribly. You're brought up here, and then you can see about 5,000 people that it would fit. No more gladiators, nothing like that. The only thing, really, in many ways, the city is known for two things in terms of history. The first one, Roman armies clashing.
西给它进口。
Soldier here, there's an inscription, and there's also a victory over here. And another one over here, winged deity. You know the word Nike?
Yeah.
The word means victory in Greek. The city would thank people for their contribution, and various things happen. Now, what we do have here is actually a Roman colony. So we have a very strong Roman community. Also, a very beautiful bull up there, bull's head. The most important sacrifice you could give to the ancient gods was 100 bulls. So that's why the bull is here.
整个会一点遗址很大，不都是。
As you can see, we'll start from the theater, of course. This is the theater. One of the main gates was right here. So as we entered the wall on the left, this was the gate of Neapolis because it led to the city of Neapolis. The main part is the forum, which roughly translates to central marketplace, where I'm hoping that we'll be able to go down to. A couple of Christian churches, 1, 2. This is Basilica A and Basilica B. Pillar, column. Okay, so we are actually inside church, Christian church. Most of us are inside the sanctuary, the holiest part of a church. That's always facing east. This is the entrance to the sanctuary right here. In this part of the world, in Christianity, all of the important stuff happens here. And the priest always faces away from the people when the important stuff. Of course, we are inside what we call a basilica. The original meaning refers to a rectangular building. In this case, you can see it. Divided in sections by rows of columns. One over here, and the other one is down there. Where you are? Thus dividing the church in 3 sections: the nave in the middle, the main part of the church, and 2 aisles, one in the north, right there, and one in the south. Okay, that's what a basilica is. Okay.
这里是讲台。
Which means that always when we find a church that is built before the 6th century, the baptistry where people will be baptized will always be outside. In this case, where you see the 2 columns, that's where the baptistry is. So the big cistern where people will be baptized.
敬
and,
敬
then
礼
they will
服
be allowed
那两个柱子
to enter the main part of the church.
两个
Unfortunately,
柱
we
子
cannot
那
go
边
there.
是敬礼池，敬礼池。
Look at how big the atrium is, guys. Look at it. It's massive. It's almost half the size of the main church.
整个就很大。
You're actually sitting on the monumental steps that would direct people to the forum. This is one of the most important stops. From the moment we have the ability to, as Christians, they have the ability to worship freely, which happens in the year 313 AD. Constantine with Licinius, they signed the edict with which they make Christianity legal for the first time in the Roman states. And that's the first time we actually see churches being built. Before that, we have what we call the houses of prayer. From the outside, it doesn't look like a church. What happens is that Paul is followed by a slave girl that is possessed. Then later on, what happens is that he's
大家排队在看的那个就是保罗关保罗的监狱，就是保罗跟希拉在里面唱歌赞美神。后来就地大震动，监狱的门都打开了，就那一段故事。这个就是 Prison of St. Paul 那一段故事，就发生在这里。保罗对那个信徒讲：“当信主耶稣，你和你的一家都必得救。”就是发生在这里。然后这边就是。
This is the statue of Fortuna, of the fortune, the luck, the good luck of the colony. This stood at the very top of the building because this building, we saw one of the columns, was the building of the Curia. The Curia was the administration of the Roman colony. Imagine thousands of people here just getting water, buying, selling, arranging marriages, all the things that people would do in the central forum, okay? Imagine all the columns on their backs, broken, most of them, they were restored. We are in the center of the forum. This is the exposed area. This is the area where people would meet. 2 rows of columns forming a roof, okay? To make sure people are protected from the elements. Basilica B was also completed around 608 something.
这边的建筑物都是建筑的材料，从山上的石头凿下来的。
Trains, all those things existed. They were able to mine. In the Roman times, the main labor force is slaves. On your right, we have the ruins of the temple of the imperial cult. I want you to imagine how monumental this entrance was. Imagine a big gate exactly right there. This is part of the gate that collapsed. Pick it up. And the 2 rows of columns with a roof on the top to protect people from the elements. Okay, so now we're very good time.
马赛克，保卫马赛克。
We have the mosaics I promised. These are more than 1,500 years old. They are mosaics of the original phase of the building here, which was a basilica at first. The mosaics you see come from that first phase, and they are early Christian mosaics. Animals, birds, plants, geometrical patterns that were used in early Christian churches. Porphyrios, the name of a bishop who dedicates this church to Paul. The name is right here, Pavlo. This church was part of a huge complex, the episcopal complex. The bishop of the city of Philippi was based here. How do we know this was the episcopal see, the seat of the bishop? Theater. This is the altar. The altar, and behind the altar, when we have an episcopal seat, we have this thing, which is where the priests, not any priests, the high-ranking, the bishops and all those people sit to convene, discussing matters of the church to get the blessing from the big man upstairs. When you see this, you know this was an important church. Off to my favorite part, the Roman toilets. You see the holes, right? It was like a stick or a sponge, which they would dip in salt water and vinegar, clean themselves, dip it back in, and then the next person would use the same. Now, we're gonna go on the way out. I will take you backstage at the theater so you can see where they would direct the animals and the gladiators to use the elevator.
这是大道，我拍一下这个大道，就是好像 Main Street 这样。这个角度是theater的那个后台。
If you see, you understand what I'm showing, right? The where they would direct the animals and the gladiators for them to be lifted up using the elevator.
对，我们就回到西叶头这边，刚刚那个是后台。
下一集我们将继续在腓立比精彩的旅程，请记得回来跟我们同行，一起去看世界。喜欢的话，请记得按赞、分享、免费订阅及留言。再见，愿上帝赐福大家平安喜乐。